What's up, Broncos country? Welcome to another edition of Broncos Daily with your host, Kurt Valenti. Before we get to today's show, just want to remind you, please like and subscribe to the YouTube page. Bring other Denver Bronco fans along. Obviously, we want you to comment throughout the shows. I do viewer comments. I get to all kinds of viewer comments on, shows going forward. So please leave your comment, and I will make sure in one of the upcoming shows I get to your comment on air to answer it. And let's just talk Bronco football. Again, another day into the offseason, more rumors. And listen, when you have rumors, I always say where there's smoke, there's fire. So listen, are the Broncos going to be involved in every player that's available where you hear that the Broncos might be looking at? No, I mean, it's impossible. They're not going to sign every player. They're not going to be in on every player, but they're going to be in on a lot of players, right? I mean, I remember George Payton, this is before the Sean Payton era in Denver, saying, listen, if there's a player, we're going to be in on him. So I know that's George Payton's, that's how he handles it. I know Sean Payton's going to be doing it. I know Greg Penner is going to want to be doing it this offseason. This is a big offseason, one of the biggest ones in a long time for our Denver Broncos. This close this year to get into a Super Bowl and winning a Super Bowl. So we are right there, Super Bowl window. So let's get going. In the past couple shows, we've talked a lot about running backs, some wide receivers, and also some tight ends. Today we're going to talk about another one. Dallas Goedert, tight end of the Philadelphia Eagles. 31 years old. This past year, over 60 receptions, almost 600 yards, and 11 touchdowns. In his career, 4,600 yards, 35 touchdowns. He's a playmaker. He's a Super Bowl champion. He can block in the run game, which I love, right? 2 years ago, not this past year, but 2 years ago when the Eagles were, the best team in football, they had the best running game in football, right? And Dallas Goedert was a part of that. So he's not just a one-trick pony where I'm just a receiver, I don't block, I'm not going to help out in the running game. That's not true. He will. I think that's important to the Broncos, and I think that's a player they should look to, that's a characteristic I think that this offense needs. So, what's your thoughts? We need another tight end. Now, I do want to say this. Again, I saw a couple reports today, and I believe it was Mike Kliss, and obviously we all Bronco fans know how tuned in Mike Kliss is to the Broncos, where he didn't come out and say this is definite, but he keeps hearing that Sean Payton is going to give play calling to Davis Webb. And that, from back channels and, just from things that, people who know Davis, one of the things, if he was the play caller, the one thing he did say was he wants to get Evan Ingram involved more in the offense. So that is good to hear. If that is going to be the case and we don't add to our tight end room, I 100% think we need to add to the tight end room. One, it's just not talented enough, right? Even with Evan Ingram, and Evan Ingram just can't stay healthy all the time. So that is a major concern for me. We just can't rely on Lucas Kroll, Adam Troutman, and the guys like that. We have to get that room better, especially in the pass catching ability with the tight end. We need help for Bo Nix. That should be a security blanket for Bo. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6. Hey, where's our tight end over in the middle? Boom, hit him, first down Broncos. We do not have that. So what is Dallas Goedert going to bring? I think that's exactly what he's going to bring. He's not going to beat you over the top. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you have a slower linebacker, a slower safety on him, yeah, he can run by him. You can, throw a seam route, throw a go route, throw a post route. Absolutely. But he's going to do more of his damage underneath against the linebackers, and it's what we need. So, again, would I be for it? Yes, I would be for that. Again, I still like to look at Isaiah Likely, right? We mentioned David Njoku. We talked about Kenyon Sadiq in the draft. And there's going to be, Otten's available. There's a lot of tight ends that could potentially be available this offseason. I think the Broncos need one. Listen, in my opinion, I think the Broncos need to sign a veteran tight end and also to draft a tight end. Because, again, our room, I'm just, what did we see from Lucas Kroll saying going forward, saying that's going to be the tight end of our future? I don't see it, right? He just has not popped. He has not done anything to say, listen, have the confidence in me. I'm the guy going forward. He hasn't. So, again, I want to replace that room. Goddard's, again, he's with, Isaiah Live. Like he's with those guys, right? He's with the Ottens. Again, Sadiq as a rookie. We're going to see what happens with the free agency, right? Because we're not going to be able to pay everybody. We are going to have money, right? We probably have around $30 million now. Probably can get a little more with some restructures and stuff. So I think we'll have more money. But, we're going to have to do it via trade. We're going to have to do it via draft. So we're going to see. Again, I still think my first and foremost, we got to get a running back. We got to get an RB1. Get to that in a couple of minutes in the next two segments. We also need a wide receiver and we need a tight end. So we got to do it on in all three ways: draft, trade, free agency. But what's your thoughts on Dallas Goedert, Goedert, guys? Because I like it. He's a champion. I like that. He knows how to win. He knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl. He could bring that into the locker room. He's not gonna. I don't need 1,000 yards from him or he's gonna be unhappy. He's not that kind of player. But. Hey, pair him with Evan Ingram. I would love that combination. Goddard and Ingram as your two tight ends. Hey, if it could be done, let's get it done. So what's your thoughts? Dallas Goedert, free agent, possibility for the Broncos, yay or nay? Again, I'm not saying it's my first choice, but would I be intrigued? Let's see what happens with everybody else. But I would talk to him. See what he wants. They're saying he's going to command between 6 and 11. I don't know if we can do two $11 million tight ends on the roster. That's a lot. I mean, listen, I'd love to fit him in. But, if we're looking in the the $8 million range, I mean, listen, I like him. He's only 31, right? He's an athletic 31. He doesn't look like he's breaking down. But, again, we need a little youth, but I also love the experience. I say it every day on here. We're in a win now. We're in a championship window, win now mode right now. So give me the vet, go get him. See what see what's going on with everybody else. But I want to upgrade this tight end room, and I think we should. And Goddard's a name I think we should look at. Sticking to offensive players. And we've mentioned a bunch of running backs here. Again, Breece Hall, Travis Etienne, Tyler Algier. The list goes on and on, right? We mentioned Love and Price in the draft. But a couple of, rumors that came out today is, can Josh Jacobs, running back from the Green Bay Packers, be a cap casualty over there in Green Bay? 28 years old. So again, not a older player. I mean, for a running back, 28's not spring chicken, but it's relatively pretty young. Last year in 15 games, 929 yards, 13 touchdowns, another 282 receiving, with a touchdown. In his career, 7,800 yards rushing, 74 touchdowns, over 2,000 yards and 2 touchdowns receiving. This guy might be the exact kind of running back we need in Denver, right? I don't believe the rumor. I don't think he's going to be cut. I think Green Bay, again, is in a window where they can compete. They think they're in a Super Bowl window. So why would you give up on a 28-year-old running back? Like, where are you going to go from there and save that money? And what are you going to do with that money? Where are you going to upgrade, right? Because to give, Jordan Love, a younger quarterback, again, I'm not the biggest fan of Jordan Love, but hey, if that's Green Bay's guy, you got to give him a run game. Now, the interesting thing about Josh Jacobs is, I remember when Sean Payton first came to the Broncos, He was very adamant and he wanted to sign Josh Jacobs away from the Raiders. And it didn't happen. Obviously, he went to Green Bay. But when you look at it, there is a Sean Payton kind of has an eye for Josh Jacobs. Again, I'm not saying he's going to be available. It's just a couple rumors out today saying that there's just whispers that Green Bay could go that way. If they do, Bronco Country, would you be jumping in to sign him? Yes. And he would be right up there with Brees Hall. He might even be my number one because that's the physical kind of back we need. When it's 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, there's going to be no questions asked. You're going to give this guy the ball. He's got a nose for the end zone, a nose for 4th down. I'll tell you, he always kills us, right? I mean, look at all we said, 74 career touchdowns. There's a bunch of them against Denver. I mean, every time we're playing against him, he's scoring 2-3 touchdowns a game. So the guy knows for the end zone. He could catch the ball. He's a pro, and he's just a physical back with breakaway speed. We keep talking about Jeremiah Love, and again, I think Jeremiah Love's going to be special, but Jeremiah Love's almost like a rookie version of really what Josh Jacobs is, right? I mean, he's probably more explosive. Love, he's going to be more explosive. Obviously, he's younger, but Jacobs is a stud. So if he does, and again, I'm just throwing out what I heard and read a little bit today. I don't believe it's going to happen, but if Josh Jacobs does become available and hits free agency, I am 100% going to try to get him, make him my RB1, pair him with RJ Harvey, and away we go. Again, I still don't think it's going to happen, but if it did, Broncos Country, leave me your thoughts. Would you be a fan of Josh Jacobs, or would you want to stay clear of Josh Jacobs? Again, this year's contract, roughly a little over $10.2 million. So again, you're looking at that range. Green Bay would probably have to take a portion of that. So you're not going to spend all that. But, that's what the range is going to be. Looking probably about a $10 million running back. What's your thoughts? I like it. If he hits free agency, I am all in on him. I would take him in a heartbeat. Again, it would be tough between him and Brees Hall for me, for one. But I might even put him as my RB1. So what's your thoughts on that? Sticking to the running back position, a topic I want to talk a little bit about. And again, I please subscribe to the page, but leave your comments, and especially about this topic, right? Do you guys believe in the one bell cow running back or the two running back system by committee? Growing up, it was always you had your bell cow running back, right? Like, just look at the Broncos. We had Terrell Davis, flat out, he's our RB1. There's no discussion. And then you had, Lavelle behind him, Hebron and stuff like that. But there was always you're the number one running back. That has changed the past couple years. A lot of teams do the 2-back committee. Even some do a 3-back committee. Right, you look at Sean Payton in New Orleans when he had Mark Ingram and Kamara and, the Reggie Bush and Ingram. And, that's kind of where some teams are doing. Some teams are going. You still have a team like Buffalo. Listen, it's James Cook, right? San Fran, obviously, it's Christian McCaffrey. Wherever, Love gets drafted to, he's going to be your RB1. But even teams like Detroit, right, where you have a first-round pick in Gibbs, and Gibbs might be one of, if not the best backs in football, he's still splitting time with David Montgomery. So what do you guys want with the Denver Broncos? I'm going to be honest. I think, I don't want to use the word bell cow for the Denver Broncos, but I think 100% the Denver Broncos need to know. The offense needs to know, the roster needs to know, the running back room needs to know that we have a clear-cut RB1. This is the guy that's going to get the most carries. This is the guy, hey, when the game's on the line, he's going to get the ball. Now, that doesn't mean he's the only guy, and it has to be, I'm just going to throw this out there, Brees Hall, and we're going to forget about RJ Harvey. No. Absolutely not. That's not the case. Like RJ Harvey has to play. RJ Harvey is a talented running back. RJ Harvey brings a dimension that we don't have on this football team. His breaking, his ability to break tackles, his ability in the pass game, his ability for just mismatches, 100%. But I still think, like, you look back this year, especially when Dobbins kind of got hurt, it was like, okay, today's going to be the RJ Harvey show. Today's going to be the Julio McLaughlin show. Today we're going to get, Bidet some touches. Like, it can't be like that, right? Because, it's kind of like, all right, we're going to go with the hot hand. Well, who is the hot hand? We don't know who the hot hand is, right? So, I think the Broncos have to solidify whatever player it is, Algier, Hall, Jacobs if he's available, an ETN, where we sign you, we're giving you the contract, you're RB1. Now, I'm going to pair you with an RJ Harvey, and again, that doesn't mean maybe RJ, it doesn't mean so-and-so has to get 80% of the carries, because obviously it's going to go with the game flow, right? It's going to, what matters, right? So say, late in the half, late in the game, we're in a 2-minute drill. RJ Harvey's probably going to be your running back in a 2-minute drill, right? Because, again, he's a great, receiver out of the backfield. He's a mismatch guy. So, I'm not solidifying on he has to get this amount of carries, but, hey, he's your guy. This is the guy, 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 goal line. That's who we're going to. There's no question who we're going to go, what package we're going to go. That's our guy. So that's how I want to do it. So, yes, I want to solidify who RB1 is, bring him in, pair him with RJ Harvey, and then mix that in a little bit. Of course, RB1 should, whoever we are this year, whoever we get this year, should have more carries than RJ Harvey. Yes, I mean, that's just, it's just the way it should be. But what's your thoughts? Do you want it like that? Or do you just want like a committee of running backs? Like you look at some teams and, hey, we're going to throw this guy out there today and this guy's out, I just think where we are right now, with our running game, we need to solidify, listen, this is our starting running back. This is the guy that's going to get the bulk of the carries. We're paying him to be an RB1. He has to be an RB1. I think that's where we are right now. But what's your thoughts, Bronco Country? Do you like it? 1 running back? You like the committee? 2 running backs? Tell me your thoughts on it. And please leave your comments. And last segment we're going to get to today is some viewer comments. And again, you guys are doing an unbelievable job, right? You guys are doing an unbelievable job with comments that I can be reading on future shows. And again, regardless, offense, defense, coaching, anything, stadium. I have a stadium question I want to get to. So please leave your comments. I will get to it. And again, guys, get some more Bronco fans. Let's get this show to where, hey, your opinions are heard. Your opinions, we're going to read your opinions on there. So please share this out. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, and let's get to some viewer comments right now. This is from our good friend Michael Pack 7591. And we talked about this the other day about the proposed trade from ESPN about the Broncos getting A.J. Brown, but moving a couple draft picks, but along with Riley Moss. And his comment is, Surtain, Barron, McMillan, and Drain would still be a formidable cornerback room. I agree. I love that room. Again, Jahdae Barron has to play. I think if that was ever a move and Riley Moss is moved, I think he moves to the outside corner. Again, but it's key that we sign McMillan because McMillan has to be in, we have to have him on the inside. But I'm with you. Again, we can draft. There's our little depth. And again, we can go into the free agency or trade market, get a little more depth, get a vet now, right? Get a vet to, hey, push Barron. If Barron's struggling, I put him in. Again, nothing against Riley Moss. I have no problem with him being the starting corner opposite of Surtain. But if I can bring somebody in like A.J. Brown on the offensive side of the ball, I think I'm going to do that, right? Because again, Riley Moss is in the last year of his deal. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent. We know that starting corners in this league are going to get paid. He's going to want to get paid. How much do we want to pay him next offseason? So it's a way to get Barron on the field. It's a way to get a wide receiver, one that we need. I would do it. If we have to move Riley Moss, I'm with you, Michael. I have no problem with that cornerback room. Again, add a vet in free agency or a trade. Pick up a corner or two in the draft for depth, and away we go. Second comment. I'm going to read two of them from the same person. And thank you, J.K. Eastwood, 8579. I really can't wait to see what the new stadium is going to look like. Yeah, me either. Like I said, since the Walton Penner Group purchased the Denver Broncos, they have been nothing short of just going all in on this team. Again, whether it was the initial contract with Russ, giving him, that huge extension, or going out and paying a coach $18 million to get him out of a Fox studio, making a trade to go get him, being aggressive in free agency, right? Signing McGlinchey, signing Ben Powers, last year, Greenlaw, Hufanga, giving up money up front, cash money up front, so helps with the salary cap. They have done nothing but just gone all in on this team. And I expect the same thing, with the stadium. This stadium is just going to be, when we say state of the art, I honestly, I expect it to be the best stadium in the NFL. They're going to we see what they do with the grass, right? The grass doesn't look good. You know what? We have to put $200,000 in it to fix it for one game or two games. And they do it, So again, this group, this ownership isn't in it to, just make money and, get by. They want to win championships. They want to be the best in everything they do. So you know what? I think this stadium is going to be outstanding. I can't wait for 2031. I hope it does have the retractable roof. Again, because, let's see a Super Bowl there. Let's see Final Fours there, conventions, concerts, and stuff like that. And you know what? Let's not, when there's a snow game like that AFC Championship game, put the roof on it and let's play football. So I'm excited with you with that one, JK. I can't wait, and I just think it's going to be an unbelievable stadium. Second question, he's saying, Jacob Rodriguez will be a great draft pick in the second round. And JK's talking about the linebacker out of Texas Tech, 6'1", 230. And I'm telling you, this guy's instincts are just off the chart. He's athletic, a little smaller, right? 6'1", 230. Strength is a concern, but this guy can make plays, fumbles, interceptions. He finds the ball. He's great in coverage. He's just your typical, think Alex Singleton, right? But younger and a more athletic, where, he doesn't do this great. He might not do that great, but you know what he does great? He's a football player. And a guy like Jacob Rodriguez on this team, I would have no problem, JK, you like him. I like him too, signing him again. The problem is we can't just sign him where we are right now and say, okay, let's go win a Super Bowl and you're going to, you're taking the green dot, you're making the calls, and you're the middle linebacker on this Super Bowl team. I think he's a guy where, he would have to learn a little bit. Again, get some playing time, but teams would probably attack him, right? If you're going to say he's our middle linebacker from day one, he might need, a little seasoning, and I would have no problem doing that. So if we were to bring, I'm saying, listen, best case scenario, you get a Devin Lloyd, or you bring back a Stranad or a Singleton with the Greenlaw, and now, hey, he's the backup. He's going to get some reps. He's going to learn from those guys. I'm all for that. Why? Because this guy's talented. And in the NFL, sometimes it's not about just size and speed. It's about are you a playmaker? He is a playmaker. He creates turnovers. He can cover running backs. He can cover tight ends. It's something we do not have, right? So, I like him. Again, not in the first, but in the second, if he would slide, third, move up for him in the second, and groom him and let's go. He's a great player. Again, I'm not the biggest guy with the, like, oh, he's a little undersized. There's a lot of guys undersized in the NFL. A lot of guys that, don't run the best 40. But you know what they are? They're football players. They're ball players. And you know what? That's a lot of times who makes plays in football, right? It doesn't, anybody could look good in a weight room, and anybody could look good, running a 40-yard dash and doing stuff like they always say, doing it in shorts and there's no contact. But you know what? This guy's going to make tackles. This guy's going to cover. This guy's going to cause fumbles. This guy's going to get you sacks. How do you not want a player like that on your roster? So, yeah, I would be definitely intrigued with Jacob Rodriguez. And again, not as a starter from day one, but if I was to take him and, hey, he's going to sit behind a Lloyd, a Stranad, a Singleton, a Greenlaw, 100%, let's do it. But, that's going to do it for another edition of Broncos Daily. Again, please like and subscribe. Bring more Bronco fans. Let's go. Let's talk Broncos. I love doing this. I love that how you guys interact with the comments. Leave comments throughout the show. On future shows, I will get your comments just like I did with Michael and JK, and I'll be doing more on the next show. But that's it for now. Again, come back for another edition of Broncos Daily, and go Broncos.